Hi, and welcome back to Expert Talks. I'm Agathe Ducar. Today, we are with Jean-Grégoire Manoukian, also known as Gigi, and he's going to share with us 7 warning signs that your permit to work may not be effective. Gigi, thank you so much for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
Great. So, Gigi, can you give us a little bit of background on why permit to work processes can become complex?
Yes, permit to work is an important tool to protect the safety of workers. But with thousands of permits to create and manage, a permit to work process can easily become overwhelmed, especially if it's based on paper documents or Word and Excel files. And if that happens, well, it can compromise both safety and productivity.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And apparently there's warning signs that people can use to know if their process is inefficient.
Yes, our control of work experts at Enablon have implemented permit to work software for more than a decade at some of the world's largest firms. So they have seen the problems that companies were facing before using permit to work software. And we will share those problems because they are good warning signs.
Okay, great. Well, let's get right into it. What's the first warning sign?
So these are not in any particular order. And number 1, there is no automated procedure or workflow to request, create, review, and issue a permit. If you're doing things through email reminders or phone calls, then the risk of human error increases. Number 2, a permit cannot be easily copied and then adapted. If every time you create a new permit, you have to start from scratch, then you will waste a lot of time.
Yeah, I can see where you lose a lot of time, especially with like thousands of permits, like you mentioned. Okay, so what's the third warning signs?
So number 3, legibility is a problem for some permits. Written details and signatures are hard to read and understand.
Yeah.
And this is one of the biggest problems with paper-based permits. Number 4, permits don't take into account simultaneous operations, so they fail to identify all hazards and risks. Conflicting and nearby work must be considered in the scope of a permit. Number 5, other work that the permit depends on to move forward is not considered. So we're talking about things like isolations or shutdown work. So it's hard to visualize everything all at once. You must be able to see how things are connected. You must be able to understand what tasks must be completed before the work covered by the permit can even start.
Yeah, and that one can actually lead to pretty serious injuries or catastrophic events, right?
Oh yes, many catastrophic accidents happened because of a failure to identify what work needed to be completed before the permitted work could start.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next one then.
Sure. So number 6, you can't easily view a permit on a mobile device. This is especially important for field workers and operators. Viewing a permit in Word format, manipulating it and viewing it on a mobile screen is not practical. You need something better. And finally, number 7, the type or the format of the permit does not cover all potential hazards. The usual suspects must be included. So things like hot work, cold work, confined space entry, breaking containment, work from height, work with dangerous chemicals, and there may be a couple of others.
Okay. So just to be clear, if any of these signs are identified somewhere, that may mean that the company has ineffective process, right?
Correct. If just one of these warning signs applies to you, then you should seriously consider a sophisticated permit to work software that is also user-friendly and intuitive.
Okay, and that's where a software like Enablon can make a difference, right?
Yes, because permit to work software is much more than a database of permits. It improves safety, risk assessments, and operational efficiency. It also integrates with isolation management, so lockout, tagout. It also integrates with simultaneous operations, manufacturing systems, real-time plant information systems, and other systems.
Great. Well, that's excellent. Gigi, thank you so much for sharing with us permit to work warning signs. And thank you all for watching Expert Talks. Stay tuned for more insights on industry topics.